Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.
Hello and welcome back to the Condi Virtual Open House Sublimation Circus. We are going to be going over Vapor Apparel with Jackson Burnett. It's going to be great. He's going to talk about all of their amazing products that they have for you at Vapor. Some new products, some old products, some fan favorites. As always, be prepared to ask questions. Loving the enthusiasm so far going on with this virtual open house with you guys. I know we got some 5-time watchers going. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We've got some great sales going if you haven't checked that out. We got 5% off Geo Night. We got Artistry on sale. We got up to 37% off Caesar. We've got something else. I can't think of it right now. We've got some transfer paper deals. You're going to want to check that out. We also have the Christmas in July sale going. Over 700 products on sale. Now is the time to stock up for Christmas. But without any further ado, I am going to bring Jackson in. Hello, Jackson. How are you doing?
I'm great. How you doing? Sorry, I had a little technical difficulties here on a 98-degree day in Charleston, South Carolina. So can you hear me all right? I know we were trying to work on the audio prior to this. We good?
I can hear you pretty good.
Okay.
So with being with it being a 90-degree day, it's a good day to be wearing a Vapor shirt, right?
You're spot on. So I've got on my solar shirt. Actually, I have my folks in town and was out and about. And the cool thing about these shirts, other than I think is cool, is they have a cooling technology. And as a shirt gets wet through jumping in the ocean, the pool, the lake, perspiration, the fabric actually cools down to 70 degrees Fahrenheit. So anyway, I'm doing all right. 98 degrees. I got a little bit of sweat, but we're making it. How's Mobile?
It's only 92. That's what it says on my computer right now. But
all right.
We're hanging in there.
Well, cool. Well, so I'm Jackson Burnett, president of Vapor Apparel. We're 19 years into this thing, and our birthday is August 9th. And so basically, we started the business as selling blanks into the sublimation market. We have, in the last few years, not changed the model, but added on to the model. We're selling into retail, online. So I know for some of you guys that have been customers for, going on 2 decades or north of a decade, you've seen some changes. So today, one of the things that really I keep getting asked to do, and have been doing a good bit, is showing people how to press shirts and not get press lines. Because our shirts, as everybody knows, we are not the inexpensive shirt on the market, but we are if done right. Our shirts are retail ready. This is one of the shirts we sell on our website, and there's no press lines on it. So for those of you who have fought through that in the past, hopefully this can be helpful for you today. And then I want to show you some of the products that we're doing. Some of them are direct to consumer and retail that we're getting into, and some are really good for you guys to try out and dye sub and sell to your customers. So anyway, with that being said, we'll get started with how to dye sub a shirt and not get press lines. So how we start, and they're varying, I would say, techniques. Ours is not the only one. I believe it differs a little bit from what Condi recommends, but that's fine. They both work. So don't, it's basic. The basic principles are the same. So what we do is we have foam kits, which Condi sells, and each foam kit comes with a roll of foam that I think is 13.2 square feet of foam. And, you know, we went out and sourced this foam, and we did it, I don't know, 15 years ago, and we've been selling it for since then. And it's been a great product that really has helped customers print and sell retail quality garments. So what we have a foam kit, 13 square feet. We can cut it to different sizes. I'll get into that in a minute. We recommend a Teflon sheet. I think Condi recommends craft paper. Again, it's the same principle, different ways to skin the cat, so to speak. And then just a regular, you know, heat press. We not going to get into brands but there's we prefer clamshell heat presses. And so that's what you need. We recommend a heat gun because the first thing we do in our production, we have about 16 presses in our production here in Charleston. And the first thing we recommend that you do is you calibrate your press. Every day before our technicians start their day, they come in, they check the temperature, because heat presses, they lose temperature over the time that even during the day. So you calibrate your press in the morning. It should get you through a day. A presser for us, our production has 2 heat presses, and they press one shirt while they dress the press on another shirt. And that, so our pressers, their benchmark is 60 shirts an hour. So we work this time of year, we work 5 or 4 10-hour days. And so we've got breaks and all that. So I don't do the math. That is, I'm not going to do the math, but you guys get the idea of how many shirts you do. And so part of what I also want to communicate with you guys today, that is very important, dwell time and efficiency, because there's a big difference between doing 40 shirts an hour and 60 shirts an hour. Time is money. At the end of the day, if you work 10 hours, that's the difference between 600 and 400 shirts. So that's a lot of money that you wasted if you're only doing 40 shirts an hour. So so that being said, let me go to the process. I have not. This press was actually put here, so I have not had a chance to press anything. So I'm going to just walk you through the calibration process. So first thing we do, I'm going to start out with full fronts. So this was already cut for me. What we recommend is that you take the foam, and we recommend you just can use regular scissors, and you kind of cut to bevel the edges. I'm going to do a print for this silhouette a little bit later. But as you can see, you kind of have it as an angle. And the idea is that you're trying to reduce the pinch point between the fabric, the paper, and the press, so you eliminate the press lines. So I've got a setup for a full back, and I've got my Teflon or craft paper, whichever one you guys want to use. And so I've got my press set. It is calibrated, and I'm ready to go. And I don't know how this press has a timer on it. So I'm going to time it with my watch. The other thing that is very important, and a lot of people, they think you got to really have a press that pushes down. And so if this press has a little dial on the back, a lot of presses are different, but most of them have little dials on the back. So what I'm trying to do is get enough pressure where the platen basically just lays on the press. You don't need pressure. Basically, the shirt, as long as it sees the heat, the ink's gas, the shirt accepts the dye, that's all you need. So I think I still have a little too much pressure. Let me see which way I'm going up. All right, so I'm going. Okay, I think I've got really good pressure here. So again, very light pressure. As you can see, I'm literally just basically putting it down. There's no pushing of the press down on the platen. So here's our Vapor Solar long sleeve, which is one of the more challenging shirts to press. And I'll line it up. We've got, let's see, what's it good? So this is one of my favorite prints that we've got. This is actually one we're selling off of our website, South Carolina state flag. And I'm going to press this on the back because I think it looks better when we do this with a left chest and a back. And this is actually my size, so I'm going to press this shirt for me to wear next week when I'm on vacation. So we, going back a little bit, we have large format printers, and we actually have a cutter, and the cutter cuts this to the exact size of the platen. So this makes it a heck of a lot easier. I don't need to line this up to see how it fits on the shirt. If I get the shirt positioned right on the heat press, I literally just lay this down. And then the mechanics of how this works, and I don't know that I've got my computer set up properly or my camera so you can see. But the idea is that you've got the foam, the Teflon, the shirt, and then the paper should bleed off the side of the press. And you can see that on the edge over here, on the wrong side, right there. This paper is off the edge of the foam. So there's nowhere for the press and the platen or even on the foam to catch it. And that's what causes your press line. So I've got this pressed here. This thing's not showing the heat's on, but our heat, I hope it's on, is we recommend 375 for solars. And our dwell time really is 25 seconds, 25, 30 seconds. I did a sublimation summit this past March or April, and people were pressing stuff for a minute. Well, you just cut your production in half. If you're pressing for a minute and you can get away with 30 to 25 seconds, just think how many more shirts you can get printed in a day. So that's about 25, 30 seconds. And I hope that the temperature on this press is correct, and it is not. So it does not get a vibrant press. So even I can, haven't done this so many times for so many years, can mess this up. So let me just try something. I don't know temperatures on this thing. So what I'm going to try to do is give a little more pressure, because that could be one of the issues. So this is kind of how you troubleshoot too. I think that the temperature is not correct is not on this thing. I don't know where the temperature is on this press. So I tell you what, I'm going to text somebody to come in here and help. I'm going to talk about product so I can get this thing set up, and we can just do the pressing on the back side of this. If you guys, hey, Bo, could you take the mic for about 15 seconds while I get somebody in here to help me out with this? Be right back. I need help with press. Somebody, it's not working. It's not hot enough. I don't know how to adjust it.
Well, you want to hear me, Janet? Sorry. Yeah, I think you should be able to hear me now. Still no sound? Oh, it's probably lagging still. Yeah, go to Condi.com, give us a call, 1-800-826-6332. Operators are standing by. Go to Condi.com. We got our chat there. Ask questions. How you doing, Jackson? You doing good?
Well, I'm figuring it out. You know, the show must go on, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this was
It's all a learning process.
This was a complete user error. As I was getting set up for this, the press unplugged. So for you novices out there, first thing, plug the press in. That's step one. So I didn't check that. So anyway, the press was at 285, and just so you can see, that's your output at 285. So no bueno. So this thing is heating back up. So while it's heating back up, I'm going to talk about product. So we have, let's see, several different product categories, let's call them. Our first is our basic performance tee. And this was really the shirt that started the business. I think some of you guys probably remember the Hanes soft link that was out there. It was a poly on the outside, cotton on the inside. It was a very heavy, the shirt didn't breathe very well. So what we developed was a shirt. It's about a 5.9 ounce is what this is. So it's about the same weight and feel of what we modeled off the old Hanes Beefy Tee, which I'm not sure what the equivalent is today in Gildan and other brands. So it looks and feels like cotton. It's a great shirt. I'm going to press one of these later. We've got this in youth. We've got onesies, which do extremely well, long sleeves, and a nice range of outdoor colors for like the outdoor retail market. It's not typically one we sell on the coast because it doesn't have UPF. Well, let me rephrase that. It's got about 15 to 20 UPF. And UPF is the sun rating. So our solar shirts are all 50 plus UPF, and these are approved by are recommended by the Skin Cancer Foundation. So this is what we wear in Charleston, and we've got a lot of customers all over the country that wear these for sun protection. So so we got the basic tee, we've got the solar line. The solar line, we've got women, kids, toddler. The toddler and kids line has done extremely well this summer because parents, they don't want to have to put sunscreen on their kids all day when they're at the beach and the boat and the lake and out in the and out doing outdoor activities. So so that's our second category. And then hoodies. So we have this is about a 10 ounce fabric. It is a 3N fleece, 100% poly. It's a dye sublimatable hoodie sweatshirt for the fall. So we're heading into football season. The temperature is going to start getting chilly. I know some of our customers are all over the country in the Midwest, upper Midwest. These guys wear these year round. So these products are in stock, ready for the fall. I'm telling our sales team right now that, you know, it's the backside of July. You need to start having conversations with your customers about fall business now. You don't want to wait till September to have those conversations. Now's the time to start getting samples, to start making samples, getting in your customer's mind. And then they may not buy immediately, but once they hit Labor Day, they're going to realize it is fall time. So these are great for high school sports and all kinds of fall festivals and festivities. Another line which we just brought out, I guess 2 years ago, it's our quarter zip. And this is made of 90% polyester. We basically use the same yarn that we use to make this, and we put 10% lycra or spandex in it. So it's got a nice stretchy feel. It's really a nice, comfortable layering piece. We're big into layering. as we get into fall and cooler temperatures, not only does this have cooling technology, but it's also got thermal regulation properties, as does the basic tee. So I've gone out to trade shows in Denver and Salt Lake City where it's snowing outside. I've literally worn a solar and then a pullover on top of it, and then a jacket, and that's all you need. So really starting to think about function of the apparel, and she's telling me she's ready. So I'm ready to start pressing here once I get through the product discussion. So so this comes in 4 colors. It is a pearl gray, a slate, an Arctic blue, and then we have a carbon. And I don't have a carbon sample, but this is the color carbon, and so it doesn't sublimate, but Condi sells direct to film and technology where you can put a customer logo on the left chest. So that's a very good solution. And we found, look, when we started the business, we sold white shirts. The first container we bought from our mill partner, he thought I was crazy. We bought a container of white shirts because that's all people sublimated with back 19 years ago. So we introduced color. And the first colors were all pastel. You guys that have known us for a while, you know that we have a lot of pastel colors. That's easy. Then we've come out with some pop colors these are more seasonal colors that we did. So this is I didn't name it, called Chanterelle. This is not a Jackson name, but that's what it's called. Beautiful color. I actually have we'll get into our 200 mile tee here in a minute. So anyway, after we got into the mid-shade colors, then we got into darker colors. So as you get into fall, on the solar, you've got the olive, navy, royal, the carbon. So we've got a lot of other colors that are more seasonal appropriate. And again, they may not sublimate well. The royal, you can sublimate black on it. It looks very good. We have a shirt on our direct consumer site you can check out. But yeah, so there's other options than just sublimation, and our Vapor's core is sublimation, but Condi has a host of other products that can customize our garments for your customers. And one thing we're hearing in the market is in the ASI and PPAI, the promo markets, over the last 3 years of pandemic, the market has turned extremely cheap. Inflation has not helped. People are migrating to cheaper products. We're hearing that we're not only hearing it, we're seeing it in the promo market. Companies that are spending money, they don't want a cheap Gildan t-shirt that they screen print and goes to a customer and it just gets put in a drawer or thrown away. They want to put their brand on a quality product that people are going to wear. And so that's one reason why we adjusted our strategy, because we wanted to help build value in Vapor Apparel. And part of that strategy was we needed to create a brand. So if you go to vaporapparel.com, you'll see this shirt. I think we've got it for $35 or $40 online. You guys are buying this shirt from Condi. Once you decorate it, your costs are less than 20, it's $15 to $20, somewhere in that range, probably maybe a little less. And we're trying to prove concept that when you sell to your customer a customized version of this at $25, they're looking online and go, well, hell, I can get a retail garment from Vapor at $30, and I'm getting a custom version for my customers at $25. It helps build value, and that's what we're trying to do, which is why we rebranded and going down the road that we're going. So so I've talked about our sublimation products, our standard sublimation products. One thing I would like to say, and I would love feedback, this quarter zip, we are thinking about coming out with a hoodie version, which would be a no pocket in the front, but just a hoodie version. Because I'm a quarter zip person. I've got people on our team that are hoodie people, and they've been asking, hey, we want a hoodie. So I'd love it if you guys could give feedback to both the chat. Do you guys feel that it would be interesting to have a hoodie version of this base of this layering piece? We're selling these on our site customized at basically $50. So there's room in there. It's a higher priced item. You guys can make $10 a garment on this, selling to your customers. So anyway, would love feedback. If anybody wants to share, that would be awesome. And then I'd like to go a little bit into our new line that is not sublimation friendly. This stuff is we are decorating it for other customers. There's a local run in Charleston called the Cooper River Bridge Run. It's the third largest 10K in the U.S. About 35,000 people run in it. And on their website, if you go to the Cooper River Bridge Run site, we're selling some of this gear. And this is called our 365 gear. It's an 80-20, which is 80 poly, 20 spandex. It's made out of 80% poly is all recycled water bottles. And it's got a really, really nice fabric. Hand. So this is our women's hood. We've got, I thought I had more samples here. I don't, but if you go to our site, our direct consumer site, vaporapparel.com, we've got men's quarter zips. We've got ladies' leggings. We actually have joggers, which are phenomenal. And so, I never wore joggers, and then the pandemic came. And then you sit, then you got to find out something that you're going to hang out at the house, because that's what you did a lot of, and something's comfortable. So, early spring, winter, fall, holidays, I started wearing joggers. We have incredible joggers on here, and these are women's version. So we have men's joggers, women's joggers. This is our short. So basically, as you get into the warmer weather, I just wear the short version. These are our bank shorts. And again, I was going back to the Cooper River Bridge Run. If you go to their website and go to shop, you can see our 365 collection. And we use a direct-to-film technology that the one we use, the dwell temperature is 300 degrees Fahrenheit, which this fabric can handle. And so you can see they've got the Bridge Run logo, and not on the shorts, but they've got the joggers, the leggings, and the quarter zips. So anyway, it's just a different way to think about how you can make money with Vapor Apparel. One popular thing that we've got this summer, we've got camper pants. This is a nice, lightweight, airy material. It's got a little drawstring at the bottom, so you can pull this, and it tightens at the bottom of your leg. So if you're out on the boat, on the water, it's very light, airy, so it keeps the sun off you. So it's actually, believe it or not, cooler than just having your bare skin to the sun. And again, this can also be customized. And so I think it's more like if you're selling to higher end promo in the promo market, these products are really nice. Let's see. The next product I've got, and this is one that we never really sold to Condi because we didn't sublimate it. We brought it out, and we were screen printing it for 7-8 years ago, and it is our 200-mile tee. So it's a very soft tri-blend. We call it the 200-mile tee because it's made in USA. We actually source it from yarn, knitting, dyeing, finishing, sewing. We source it within 200-mile radius of Charleston, of our Union, South Carolina facility. It's actually sewn about an hour and a half up the road, a little place called Hemingway, South Carolina. But it's a super buttery soft. It's got 5 water bottles in it. Reprieve. We partner with Reprieve on this one. And then what's cool is we do have some lighter colors. And for those of you that are going to attend the Condi open house, we sent some samples down there. This is actually a sublimated shirt. So the content is 50% polyester, recycled polyester, Reprieve, 37% modal, which is a renewable fiber made of the beechwood tree. It's a very nice buttery fiber. It's naturally wicking and antimicrobial, really nice stuff. And then a little bit of cotton, about 13% cotton. But as you can see, we had a summer solstice celebration because we make sun shirts, and that, that makes sense, right? So this was the shirt that we made. We partnered with a couple of local 501(c) charities and had a party, and it was fun. But you can sublimate on this shirt. So this is our 200-mile tee. Again, I sent samples to Condi. They'll be at the open house. It is a newer product, but please ask in the chat. Ask Condi for it. They'll reach out to us. We'll get you guys set up on it. So we sell this in short sleeve. We do have long sleeve as we're coming up in fall. So remember, take a look at that. The weather's, I know, 98 degrees in Charleston right now, but we're 75 days away from really nice cooler temps. And then this, we also have a crop top in that. This we make, so when we make this shirt, we've got the body fabric, and then we've got the rib. So a lot of times when we make fabric or make garments, you have excess rib, because the last thing you want to do is run out of rib that makes the neck, and then you can't sew a shirt. So you always end up with excess rib. So we took that excess fabric, which is made of 5 water bottles, and we made a crop top. And I've got 3 daughters, and they love these things. So again, you can sublimate on this. The direct film works. You can screen print, obviously. That's always an option. And let me circle back to one more thing on product, because I think it's very important. I don't know that I spent enough time on our solars. And so back here behind me, we've got youth, toddler. I don't see a sample here, but we've got a toddler hoodie. We've got youth hoodies. This is our women's hoodie and our men's hoodie. We have these both in recycled and non-recycled. All this stuff is you can check with your Condi contact and request and get things going. If they don't have something stocked, we work with them on drop ships to you guys. So the main thing is we've got a whole line of apparel that you guys need to check out. So I think it's important also, you need to work with Condi when you buy it, but if you go to our direct consumer site, click wholesale and click catalog, you can see our full catalog. So there may be things that you need to look at and say, hey, Condi, are you selling it? And if they're not, bring it to their attention, and that's a great way to go about it. So I've covered the products. I'm going to go back to pressing. So where I left off, that's what happened when I turned the platen and unplugged. 1 minute.
Hey, Jackson,
Yes,
as
sir.
you're going to plug it back in,
Yep.
what about tank tops?
Good call. We do not have men's tank tops. We have women's tank top in the this is in the 365 fabric. So so this is a trick. The problem is when I turn the platen, I'm gonna have to move the conference table. All right, no, I can make it work. All right. So we have tank tops. Do not have a men's tank top. We used to have men's and women's running tanks, and they just never did very well. But if that is something that we have enough feedback that we want to bring back, that is something we can do. But in the meantime, we do have this higher end. It's very nice women's tank. made of the 365 fabric. And again, this is something you guys can get from Condi as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out because it's not in the normal sublimation playbook. But if you're interested in a higher end product, we can certainly help you out. So we wasted one shirt. That's in the garbage. So we're going to start over again. Arctic Blue, M700, solar. Let me set this up on the platen. Okay, we've got a cool little Marlin with our Big Wave logo on it. Let's make sure I've got that set up. So again, I'm going to go back to, all right, I can get this thing turned just enough without unplugging it. So as you can see over here, the paper is not pinching on the platen. So there's no possible way for that to happen because it's hanging off the edge, and so that's what you want to do. As you can see, I just lowered it down. This is set to 35 seconds. Again, I'm going to take it off at 25 seconds and show you guys that you can really get efficient in your time and get you, if you got a 30 or 50 shirt job and you're doing front and back, you literally can cut your time in half, which is huge. So this was at 35. I just took it off with 8 seconds left. And hold on, the thing unplugged again. And that is the print. And it's vibrant. I did it 25 seconds. I'm gonna walk around here as I plug in, and I'm gonna hold it up closer to the camera. Because it's really important to see that there are no press lines, which would have been right in here or below, and I'll hold it back. And the other thing that you'll see, we walk around ICAST, which is a fishing show in Orlando, and we see all these guys who are pro fishermen walking around with cheaper garments and big shiny squares. There's no shiny square on this garment, nor is there a shiny square on the shirt I'm wearing. So to me, that's not acceptable. If I'm going into a retail store, which I go and look, and it's crazy what you see on a rack. So very important you guys are able to make a retail ready garment and really sell quality, which is what we're trying to do. So this is our basic ash heather. I'd plug it in again. My apologies, I keep beeping at you guys. So normally, if I'm going to do a switch, and I'm going to put our Vapor Sunwear Seize the Ray print on this shirt, but the basic tee is not as sensitive as not sensitive. It's just anyway, not as sensitive as the solar. The solar you have to take a lot more care with. It is easier to mess it up. The basic tee is a more durable shirt. I've got an Ash Heather basic tee. I put a Braves logo on 15 years ago. Probably wasn't legal from a licensing standpoint, but it's for personal use, so I got away with it. But I've been wearing the same shirt in the yard every weekend for about 15 years, and it's the shirt is not. There are no holes in it. It still wicks. It still has cooling technology. So anyway, it is where I'm going with this on the press side of things. I'm not going to change the size of the foam behind it. and I will be able to, with light pressure, not have the press lines. So general rule, when I'm doing a front chest print, this was a little bit lower than I normally do. It's about four fingers. So if you'll see, you can't see, but I basically put the top of the image 4 fingers down from the top of the shirt. And if you get into 2X and 3X, you need to go a little bit farther down. But it's in a general rule, if you go to small, you might do 3 fingers, but that just kind of helps you gauge how, let's make sure this is centered, helps you gauge where you want to place it on the front. If you're doing a small print versus, full sheet. So again, with the basic performance tee, you could we recommend going to 385 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to press this one at 375 just for simplicity. I am going to let this dwell a little bit longer. So I'm going to let this go the full 35 seconds. But if you get this temperature up to 385, I would absolutely do 25 seconds. For those of you who feel adventurous and you got some screwed up, messed up shirts that you messed up and you want to play around with it, you can actually try to go even higher and lower your dwell time. And you could, play around with it. But I would bet you could probably get down to, 16, 17 seconds. And again, I wouldn't want to do that on a brand new shirt, but if you want to play around with it, it's certainly something worth investigating. So one thing I do while it's still hot, if I am going to do what I just did, which was not, hold on, my computer just did something funny, which is not a change the foam, is I kind of stretch it out. And that just kind of, while the fibers are still hot, and just, the melting temperature of polyester, it starts to crystallize, polymerize at about 410, 420. So that's why you don't want to press it at 400. You're getting really close to where you polymerize poly. That's a word, I promise. And so this was at 375. It's got a really, I think, good output. I might wear this in the yard this weekend. So I got a new shirt. So anyway, that is there. Bo, do you want me to keep pressing, or what do you think?
You got about, I'd say about 7 minutes.
Okay. So let's see. Do you want to, is anybody chatting if they have any questions or want to see something?
I know some people were talking about the what's that called? The hoodie and the quarter zip hoodie.
Yep.
People were saying they love that idea. I love that idea. I'm always wearing like
Yep.
The new like sport material hoodies. It's good for the sun.
Okay.
They were saying some people, there was mixed reviews on the pockets or not on the front.
Yeah, well, so the problem is with the pocket is it just, the fabric is a lighter fabric, and so this hoodie's a 10-ounce fabric, so it's a heavier weight.
Yeah,
put something in the pocket, and the fabric's it's got more stability. It's gonna hold it. When you have these lighter weight fabrics, and you put something in the pocket, it stretches and it hangs kind of funny. So
a little bit, yeah.
So like you put your phone and something in there, all of a sudden it's just kind of hanging a little funny. So that's why we're steering clear of it. But
Jackson, I am a team pocket, and my shirt does have a pocket in it.
Yeah.
But it is true. Whenever I put something in there, it hangs and feels weird.
Yeah.
It's fine for when I'm around the house, like, having my phone in there, but you're right. You sold me on it. I am now team no pocket.
Okay. That's good. All right. So good. We're getting good feedback on that hoodie for the fall. So it's probably something we're going to add. It would be about an October timeframe that we're looking to bring that out. And let's see. What have I not covered?
Did you talk about gators and all that sort of stuff?
Well, yeah. So as many of you guys know, pandemic rolled around, and we actually told our everybody quit. Y'all quit buying. Everybody quit buying. Everybody quit buying from you guys. And so when the edict came out that, oh, if you wear a face covering, we don't get COVID. So we had about 5,000 gators in inventory. We were selling them on our retail site. We just launched our retail brand in March of 2020, which was really terrible timing. And by Tuesday, so Fauci and Trump had said that on like Thursday. On Saturday, I saw an email on my phone that somebody had ordered, 100 gators at $15. And by Tuesday, all 5,000 in inventory were gone. And so I called our mill partner on Monday because I already saw it moving and said, all that fabric, guess what? You get to start sewing. Don't cut shirts, cut gators. So we sold about 2 million gators between, end of March and October 1, and then it all turned off. But we have a lot of gators in stock. So we sold 2 million, got left with a fair amount. But what we're seeing is the gator market is starting to come back.
I'm hoping, because I used to run marathons, 5Ks. You talked about the 10K over there.
Yep.
Whenever you registered, you'd get a gator with it. And,
Absolutely.
I'm hoping that market comes back. I'm a huge gator fan. I bring them everywhere with me. Love them when I'm traveling. Yep. There's so many uses for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, people wear it. Obviously, we were in it because of the fishing and the boating business. That's why we had 5,000 at the time anyway, because we had a nice business that went crazy business. And then it went away because everybody had 30 gators or mass or whatever the hell they had. And now we're starting to see the functionality of it come back. So we use the same cooling fabric. So a lot of people, if they're out on the water or the boat or wherever, they take that gator, they dump it in the cooler, and then they put it, and you've got 70-degree temperature cooling you down in the summer. We also have fleece gators. And Bo, I'm not sure if that's something you guys carry. And I
think we do. I think it's F gator is what we call it.
It is. Yep. So that is something that, again, as we get into fall, we've got fleece gators that are good. We've actually got some really lightweight gators. That's our it's a tubular gator. So if you really have a price conscious customer, you go that way. But quite honestly, we lowered our price on gators trying to move them. So it's a good opportunity. Sometimes if we get a decorated order, we say, hey, if you get your decorated order up to $5,000, we'll throw in 36 gators. So that's kind of what we're doing. So if anybody, we're here to move gators. We still have a couple 100,000 of them in inventory. We came out with different color gators. We actually sent a case of gators to you guys for your open house. So we got 180 of those tomorrow to give away at the open house. So look, we're looking to get rid of gators and really fire up the gator market again.
I think so. And then for people not interested in gators, you also have the 4-inch headband and the 8-inch headbands, which are kind of like gators but smaller.
Yes. Right? So we have headbands. So I'm not going to demonstrate it. I don't have it around here, but people wear it where they they kind of wear it like this. And so we have a 4-inch. It's just kind of a headband that women, usually females, put under their hair and kind of scrunch it up like that. And we've got one local customer I went to college with. She's got a brand, Zags, and she puts these colorful images and designs on it. I think she's selling the things for like $40, and I'm not sure what you guys sell them for. Probably $3, $4, $5, something like that. But
something
again,
around that.
It's a potential high margin product for your customers.
Yeah, and my wife loves them when we go on bike rides. She puts them over her ears to protect her ears from the wind.
Yep.
There's so many great purposes for them.
100%. Thank you for bringing that up.
Yeah, I could talk about Vapor with you all day long, Jackson.
All right, cool. Yeah, well, I'm sorry I'm not going to be able to make it down to see you guys this weekend. I actually got a family staycation at the beach this weekend, so I'll be wearing a lot of Vapor Solars next week and cooling down with some. We actually, it's funny as we're branding our trying to get our brand out there. We did a collab with, and I wish I had one in here. A collab with a local brewery, and our tagline "Seize the Ray." We had a Seize the Ray hazy pale ale.
Yeah.
So it was cool. I went and had a beer with the brewery last Friday. He said it was a number 2 selling beer, and he's out. He had 2 kegs left last Friday, and he didn't know if he was going to make it this weekend. Another thing, and I wish that we could. We're a friend of mine is in the bucket business, so we're just branding ourselves, and we're in the fishing and boating market. Just, as you'll see, we don't sell these on our website because buckets are very expensive to ship. But we do a lot of in-person events in Charleston and South Carolina and other places. And so, we're kind of trying to get the brand out there through different means of marketing and that type of thing. So,
well, cool.
Your customers.
Well, thank you, Jackson. I'm going to get going. We got Sawgrass coming up next.
Great. Well,
which I'm sure you've heard of.
Worked there for about 9 months prior to starting Vapor, so very familiar. So, but Bo, really thank you for the time. Thanks for everybody who's watching. Everybody have a great rest of the summer, and please start thinking about fall. And thank you for your business.
Thank you, Jackson. Thank you.
Thank you, Bo. Take care.
All right, everyone. We're going to be coming back with you in maybe about 8 minutes. Evelyn will be there. Miriam will be there. We're all going to be there. We're going to have Spencer from Sawgrass. It's going to be great. He's going to show you some new stuff, I believe. He's shaking his head. Yeah, he's got some new pretty awesome stuff for you. If you haven't, you got about 8 minutes to go check out condi.com. Type in questions to the chat if you need to. What else we got? We got a whole bunch of stuff on sale at the Christmas and July sale, so go ahead and check that out. Give us a call at 1-800-826-6332. If you would like to talk to your sales reps, please do, because we got operators standing by, or email us at salesteam@condi.com, and I'll see you in a little bit. Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, here we go.